farmer, you could be high-tech person. It's not about what you do in the outside life. It's who you are actually in trading. It's how well you can control any of your character aspects and get yourself into the zone. And I think I won't be talking about how many R's or someone should do, or what is the R size and what is the account size. It just doesn't matter. I am a profitable for quite a while now trader. I started 2010 to actually trade. I took a course at the end of 2009. I took a basic one to learn how to read candles, but I knew since the beginning that RAND would help me to understand how to trade and have a strategy, and actually will walk me the mental side also and be right next to me, which is essential. It's not an optional, I think, for a trader. Once who the trader that wants to become a trader as a career and not just think, all right, I will throw 100 shares here, 100 shares there. I will take here long. I might try this short. I will do like 10 trades. I'll end up with $50 maybe. I will end up with minus 700. That's okay. It's not, for me, it's not a game. Um, I actually define myself before starting to trade what I actually wanna um, have or do with trading. Is it gonna be my after, I'm not that young, I'm not like Yaron, so is it gonna be my retirement kind of income? Is it gonna be something additional to other work I do? Is it gonna be something I wanna do completely? That will be my income, my main source of income. So all that, I did not just join trading because I felt, wow, that's so cool to trade. I was actually taking it very, very seriously in the beginning, thinking that I need to define myself what I want from trading before I started it. And so by doing that, I started setting myself rules before I even start to trade and understand what trading is. So for me, trading is not placing a bid or an ask or throwing shares into some software. For me, it's actually my source of income. So when I'm saying my source of income, it's actually like anyone else go do his job. So if Fabio is a farmer, whatever, I don't know what you guys doing. Is there an audio? Maybe. Yeah, there is. Maybe re-enter and the market at the high of the day. That's very important, Max. So what I'm saying is that I take Fabio for example. If he's a farmer, he will have to wake up 4 in the morning to milk the cows and then feed them, and then he will have to clean where they sit, and then he will have to feed them again. And so there is certain things and rules you have to follow in order to have his income in. And so that's what trading is all about. I have um, a set of not rules, but a set of actions I'm taking before the day starts. My day starts about an hour before the market opens. And so I know a trader who needs to yoga an hour before. I need to drink certain drinks before. I'm not talking about, drugs. I'm talking about my tea, the ones that calms me down or the ones that wakes me up, whatever. Every person has to find what puts him in a calm and controlled, if I put it in that way, state of mind. When I get into my office, which is actually our junk room in the house, just because I didn't find the right or the time to actually sort my office nicely. So I'm actually profitable from a laptop, and I know people find it very weird. Also, Yaniv kind of like, I don't believe you're making money out of a laptop. You have to move on. And you know what? I found myself making money from a laptop, so I don't see 100 screens helping me. I don't see hundreds of stocks on the list would help me. I need a three good ones, up or down. I need four, I even two. Um, some of you guys from the room kind of communicate with me on Facebook and other chat, and they know, and I prove them that all I need is one trade a day to make money. Now, when I'm saying make money, I do not become a millionaire. I'm not saying, whoa, I can take you all to, Wall Street now and have a blast. No, it's an income. It's a source of income. It's a farmer. It's a high-tech guy. It's, the amount that you guys are making at work, I do it at trading. So it's not, I never thought it's going to be an overnight wow, and I see it as a long-term profession. And so as any other profession that is very hard, and this profession is one of the hardest because it's only 5% succeed in this one, meaning 95 fail. It means that there are very small amount of people around the world that actually can make a living out of it. And I'm not talking about, writing books and selling platforms. I'm talking about actually sitting down, placing orders, and making money out of it. So there are very, very few that can do it. And the reason is that the same as pilots, the same as doctors, it takes time. You need to put the right amount of time and focus. It's work. It's not just coming in to play. It's sitting down, it's finding your strategy, it's understanding price action. It's not only about, wow, this candle is green and this stock has 38 million people in it, so I'm going to jump in. You need to have a plan. I know everybody keeps saying that, but that's as essential as you need to be in the zone, as essential as you need somebody right next to you to walk you mentally, as essential as having the right platform and the right course to take. So if you want it as a profession and if you want to be in the zone, you have to put the time and the effort in it. Same as a pilot has to have like 1,000 hours of flight in order to see the big picture and not to see one thing going on and the other, and then he gets hysterical because he doesn't understand why this light is red and the other light is green and the other one is yellow. And so he's having a guide right next to him, a flight guide for the first 1,000 hours, because it takes really, really long time to become a good pilot. And so very small amount of percentage of the population can be pilot, because you need the the breath, the power, the energy to go through that length in order to get there. A doctor is the same thing. You cannot become a doctor after 2 years in the university and a couple of surgery that you do. It takes you 10 years to become a doctor that actually starts to make a really good living, and a doctor that actually can teach others, or a doctor that do some more sophisticated operations. So it's the same thing, and that's the reason why 95% are not continuing trading, just because they don't understand what it takes to become a trader that makes a living, a profitable one. Now, for one person, profit of 20,000 would be wow, and for other person, I know a guy that lives in Thailand. Life is pretty cheap. He makes around $2,000 a month, and he's happy because he's like a king, and he got a house there already, and we can get more real estate in other places. And so you need to define what you want from trading, money-wise, income-wise, and then you set your goal. And then, like anyone else, you have to learn about it. And it's not a self-made. It's rarely you find a trader that is a self-made. You need to have the right course. You need to have a strategy that works. You cannot take anything that break out or break down or reversal because it's exactly 10 o'clock, or because I saw on YouTube a guy that runs up and down with candles, and he makes $700 in one candle going up, and then another 700 when he reverses it, and that's rarely the truth. And people that goes that way, usually they lose all their account in very short time. So Um, if you think that you will make $2,000 every day, that's a nice goal to get there. I'm telling you that I'm profitable and I don't do 2,000 every day. I actually do a lot less than that, but I'm happy. I live well. I have my house. I have my dogs. I have everything I need. I just need time to clean my office. That's the only thing I'm actually missing. And so you set your goal, you get there by get the right education, and then that's where I get to my main thing. It's the state of mind you need to be in. State of mind saying that's work. Now, sometimes we go to work and we are bored. There's nothing to do. I don't remember myself working for someone else, go to an office, being bored of what I need to do, and then actually staying doing it. Usually, when you are bored, you go to Facebook, you do other stuff, or you go tea, or you talk to your friends or your colleagues. It's the same thing. If you guys are bored, like I saw someone the other day in the chat goes like, "Oh, I'm bored, so let's find something to trade." We're not trading if we don't trade, right? No. Trading is also not to sit on your hands when you don't need to or when there is no opportunity. And so opportunity comes all the time, but you need to find it. And if you don't find it, for whatever reason, on Tuesday, don't trade. Because profitable, for me, it's years. It's not, oh, today I made it, yesterday I lost it, or tomorrow I'm going to lose what I made today. No, I look at myself not on a monthly basis. I look at myself on a yearly basis. And so I talked to Ron many times, and he goes like, "Do you want to talk in the room?" And I said, "Listen, we're going, me and Ron, we're going back to 2007, we met the first time." So I said to him, "Listen, I won't be able to talk unless I know that I have something to stand behind." And so a weekly profit is great. A monthly, you are in the right direction, but you need to be profitable on a yearly basis. The same that you do your tax income return at the end of the year. You need to be consistent on a yearly basis. Not, I did a really good month and then 3 months I lost my account. That's work. I don't know many people that go to work if they don't get paid. Now, if I wouldn't get paid, I would not be staying working at it. Any one of your things should look at it the same way. Um, if you don't make money, and I'm not talking about millions, having set a goal. Say, okay, I want to make $1,000 the first month, and then if I'm profitable 3 months in a row with 1,000, I'm gonna put my risk unit higher, and I'm gonna go for 2,000. And then for 6 months, I want to see 2,000. Give or take, 1,008, 2,2, 2,4. That's what I did. I raised myself gradually. I said, okay, I want to start with that amount of money because that's the risk I'm willing to take. Because I did not start a millionaire. I put like anyone else a small account, and I said, okay, I need to build myself. And so in the beginning, I did not jump over my head. I said, $1,000 sounds logic if I do whatever, $100 a day. We have, maybe my batting average is 50%, meaning 15 days I will, have, or whatever, 10 days I will have profitable trades, and then 10 days I may not do or lose. I just set like a kind of logic. I'm talking in the air now about money. You guys, if somebody is 50 for him, the other is 50,000, then go for it. But set yourself an amount that you see as the right amount to start with. And if you see it in a row for 3 months, then you raise it. And that's the same as with risk unit. Now, being in the zone it's kind of hard. Ron said it yesterday. It's kind of hard to explain to somebody that never been there because it's a kind of special feeling. I, I'm trying to find the right words for it. I don't get excited ever from trading. I did before I entered the zone. Now, I have some people that sees my trades. I send them my charts and my tickets, and Ron also, because he's my mentor, he sees that. And so they goes, wow, you did a $6.6 move. You know, even with 100 shares, this is a $600 thing, yeah? Let's say you have 300 or whatever. It excites me exactly as what happened today, which I took a trade, took my partial at 2 hours because that's my strategy, and was supposed to let it pivot on 5 and actually didn't, which was a mistake, and moved my stop, and the rest, it was on break even. Excites me the same way as my trade from the other day with the 6R. It's not exciting, it's work. I'm coming every day, and the person that sees my chart see that I'm taking a trade every day. I'm not taking 6, I'm not taking 17, and I'm not taking even 4. Rarely on seasons, earnings season, when there are many good gaps and good setups, I may take more than 3, but it rarely happens. And so when it's not season, I have 1 trade a day. Sometimes I will take 2, and most of the time it will be a trade that I took a stop on and re-entered. And so I don't look for excitement. I don't look for burning time. It's work. And I know that I need to bring that certain amount of money at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the month. That's being in the zone. It's when I am willing to risk an amount of money to gain at least double or 3 times on a strategy that I learned from Rand, with a strategy of trading that is very specific. And I have rules for everything. And I usually, really, rarely, I don't follow my rules. I 95% of the time follow my rules. And you can ask some people in the room that knows me that also Rand can tell you that he can tell me, listen, that's a great setup, and look, this one, would you take it here? It's right on location. And I would say, nope, not in my plan. And the person takes that trade, and the trade works great with $7 move, and I'm so happy for him. I would never touch it. It's not in my plan. And money that's not supposed to be, I thought it, and money that's not supposed to be mine, I would not take. Because if you make a mistake and you make money out of it, and you will continue to make the same mistake, market will take the money back one. And so if you don't pay education, the education you will get from the market with no education, meaning you will pay the market the money. At the end, you end up not understanding why you lost 3,000, 15,000, whatever your account is. And so you must be disciplined, Fabio. You must be open-minded, but you must understand what it is stepping into that zone. You guys must get that book and understand what is it to be in the zone. It's very important in order for you to find the right opportunity. You only need one every day. If it's 2, I always say to myself, if I have 4 hours already and I'm entering another trade, it's a bonus. Meaning I'm risking only 1 hour out of it, and that's it. Anything I was wrong, that's it. I won't re-enter. I have 3 hours now because I lost one that I was willing to risk. No revenge, even when the stock goes right the direction I was thinking, but took me for 1 cent or 2 cents of stop, then I was not supposed to be there. Then I was not reading the chart right. Then I'm not in the zone. Because when I'm in the zone, I rarely fail. Really, it's funny how it is. Now, the other day, they in the chat made fun of me saying that I live in the zone. Actually, I don't. And the days I'm not in the zone, oh my God, I see my account dropping 2, 3 hours because I'm not in the zone. because I don't follow my rules. Because I'm saying, oh, cannot be this, whatever stock cannot go down forever. I'm support on daily, on weekly, on monthly. Even Barack Obama's gonna buy it now. He just told me and promised me. I just shouldn't touch what's not in my plan, and I need to have set of rules to follow. That's how I get into the zone. When the probabilities, when I understand the reality of the risk I'm taking. It's not a game. I need to be comfortable with the probabilities that the trade I'm taking um, will show. It can take me out, and it's a loss, and it's okay. And it shouldn't be the first minute of the day. But if I did take a G1 or a G2 and I find myself with a stop very early, I step away from the computer. I take my time to ask myself, do I want to reach another R? Am I willing? Is it a good day today? Is it a stable hands environment? Is it earning season? Do I have the right strategy? Did I take the right education? So if I take the right education and this is the system, and so we are in everything, I factor everything in count, and so I find myself answering myself the questions and go back if I need to or feel that it will be the right to, to enter back. Or I just step away and that's it. And I close for the day because tomorrow is another day. Market will be there always. Always. Down, up, south, east, north. Market will be there. Now, since it's work and you are sick, you take a day off because you're sick. Do not trade when you're sick. Do not trade when you're sick. Do not trade after a fight. There are so many things that, let's say you feel really bad, and so you want to call your boss and say, I'm not coming to work. And you give whatever excuse because you feel sick, but it's actually you broke up with your girlfriend. Fine. It's the same thing. Call yourself and tell yourself, I'm not going to work today because I'm not in the right state of mind. Now, when you are entering the right state of mind, then you will see how clear things get. And then you take the trade, you take the right amount of shares, you're trailing it right, you see the profit and you constantly see that profit. And that's that's the zone I'm trying to explain to you guys that is so important. It's essential. As education, the right education, the right strategy, the right training, and the right mental support is essential to be a profitable trader. Um, each person needs to find his way, her way, but those four things are essential. Like, I don't see myself being successful with any of those alone. Um, oh my God. Hi, Eddie. Okay, so I think I tried to explain you guys how I feel when I trade and how come I can tell you that over years now I feel comfortable because I turned trading to be my work and to be my source of income. It's no longer, because I was in your seat, it's no longer a thrill in any sort of kind. It's no longer a game. I don't test a stock to see if it will go my direction or not. I don't look at a reversal and say, wow, here is the candle to enter. I need to have a plan, and if it's meeting my plan with a set of rules that I have, I will re-enter full force. I will take my 700, my 1000, my 1500 um, country-wise marks, you mean? Or located, I sounds like underground. Oh, country, I'm in now. But I speak other languages if you need. Um, where in Israel? In the north part, northern. All right, back to where I was. So, What I'm saying is that all those things are very important to be in the zone, because that's where you need to be if you want to be profitable for years. I'm not talking about, let's say I have an account, I will burn it, I will try to make a comeback, I will put some money on the side. Never happened to me, because from the very beginning, I knew what I want from trading. And from the very beginning, I set myself rules and said, okay, I'm going to go and take it seriously. This is a profession I'm setting myself in. It's not a one-time shot. It's not a weak shot. It's not let's short now because the market, 2008, everything's dropping, let's short everything. No. Um, Plan, um, consistency, the right state of mind, then you see the money. Sounds simple, it's not, but if I made it there, anyone can do. If you guys wanna hear now myself presenting myself, knows who I am, my age, how I got into trading, who walked me to be such a successful. And I see myself being successful just because I know the guys that need to know that I'm successful, they know. They see my tickets on a daily basis. They can, I'm sure some guys here in the room can tell you, she is very successful. She masters what she does. Um, what's your question? No, not even in pennies, math. My best trade ever in argument. Oh yeah, my lowest. I had Rand coming physically to my location to pull me out. Um, Max, hold on. Let me start with Max. Max, if you want to know R or money wise, let me know because it's very different, but it's very far from $1 million. Very far. Um, Now to Rand's comment. Like any of you, I had my downs when I was not sure about the place I am. I was not sure about, 'cause I learned from Rand the strategy before his fine tuning it to G6 with Yanni. So I actually started to understand trading with Rand before everything was really, really well structured like it is now in G6. And so it was a little bit more difficult. And so I questioned a little bit my strategy in the beginning. And of course, Rand was like, listen, that's how you should trade because I can prove you that that's how you make the maximum R's. And so he taught me a trading system and he proved me it's working. But of course, I need to see something else maybe working better. Like any of us, I was like, all right, if it works for Rami, doesn't mean it's gonna work for me. I need to see, maybe I can do better. And no, each time I tried a different thing, I found myself losing money. I found myself um, being upset, um, not in the zone, getting far from the zone, dropping down, crying, um, revenging. I found myself with -5R, and then I was like, no way, I'm getting it back. -7R, no way. I was -5, so let's get only the two that can and be even with the -5, and I'll be happy. -10, and so that's how it works, guys. It's for everybody. You have to get the education. You must trust your mentor. If he puts out a system, it's because it's working. And he's making money out of it. Especially mentors like Ron and Yaniv that shows tickets. It's the transparency here is amazing. Because you see, never revenge trading. Never, never, never. Um, you see the losers, and there are losers. I know a guy here in the room that says, you never lose, right? You never take a. Oh no, I do. Of course I do. That's the reason why when the same person asked me how much I make a month, and I told him how much sort of I make a month. A month is much better, some less, but that's the average. And he was like, surprised, Abba, no, but I see you keep making really good. trades with 4 hours, 6 hours. You even days that nobody, there's nothing to take, you make 2 hours, right? But I have my losing days also. And so some of the trades that you see 6 hour, I took a loss on it. So it's minus 1 hour that I lost before. And with slippage, sometimes minus an hour and a half. So nothing is like science. You have to be you have to have rules and you have to follow it and you have to be very disciplined and very strict with yourself. And so when you're in a really low point, you must find the power and the energy to go get help. You must have a mentor. Guys, if you want to have it as a career, and I'm talking about making your living from it, you must have a mentor because you will have it a cycle. You will have ups and downs like in any other job. Like a doctor has, like a high tech, like a banker, there's always ups and downs. And so you must have somebody. Man calls it a buddy. You need somebody that is a profitable to be with you and help you mentally and help you technically and help you to read price action. You know, for years, for at least 3 years, I used to sit with Ran every day after trading. He used to say, "All right, show me what you took," and I used to show him, and he's like, "Tell me why you entered here. What do you see here? Daily, weekly, um, 5 minute chart, 2 minute chart. You have to explain me why you took the trade." And so when you do that and you look at your trade, hi James, sorry, late. I have a question. When you're trading and not doing well, how do you? Um, how do I motivate myself? I'm having a hard time to do it, Jenny. To be honest with you, I'm lucky that I understood that in order to be a profitable trader, I need to have a mentor, and so I have run from my first day. And the mentor costs money. I understand that, but to become a doctor costs you much more, and to become a pilot costs you much more, and so that's part of to have a career, you have to put money into it. It's an education. You go to school and you learn, and you go to hospitals to get your uh, training, right? How to operate and how to do other medical things. So it's the same thing. And I had run from the very big internship. There you go. From the very beginning, sitting with me on all aspects. So technically, how to read the charts and the price action. Chart is okay, and patterns are great. They are lovely. But you look at the daily, and you have to understand price action. And so if you see that price drop from one point, but with no volume, it's different if you see that a price uh, that a stock drop from that price with a volume. It all has a meaning. So you have to understand price action on the chart. It's not only patterns and not only, the color of the candles. And so when you understand price action and you start to master what you do, and then you have tough losing trades in a row because it happens. Because there are some, markets not the same. 2009 was a great year, and then 2008 was a really bad year for the market. I'm talking about, falling and then going all the way up, and then market 2013 was so extended. Everybody said, okay, that's the third wave and it's gonna go down. It went up high without stop as it took a Viagra and never, and it was amazing. And we all said, how can you short? It's only going up, 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 up. And it was so it's difficult, for example, the strategy is like a short, more short kind of based, and so all that has to be counted in, and the summer doldrums, and then there's Christmas time, and so the big money's not around, so it's harder to trade, and I've also put my or half sometimes, so all that you need to understand, and when you really go down, you have to have somebody to pull you out. At least I knew. I was never successful taking myself out by myself. Um, I tried. There's some moments, run was easy, and I tried. I said, okay, I do it on my own. I cannot. And to that day, although I'm making money and I'm uh, taking money out to my bank account, I mean, I'm withdrawing money from my broker, and everything is okay. Most of the time, I'm in the zone and I take my opportunities. I do have some difficult moments until now, and I'm sure I will have. And so I have run there that I know that I can always ask questions, can always, look at a chart with, um, can always try to ask an advice, can always showing my trades, showing my art, telling him what to do. To that day, I'm sending him PMs and say, listen, do I move my stuff here? What do you think? And it's not because I don't know what to do. It's because I need his opinion on lots of things. And reassurance is good also. Because when you do bad things, you need somebody to tell you. But when you do good things, you want somebody to share the happiness, the joy with you and tell you, you are good, go for it. Raise your art, make some more money. Um, so I hope I answer that question. Going back to math, dollar-wise, my best trade, I don't really remember, $912, if I remember right. That was my best. I never reproduced that. Never. That was like never. That's really, just don't do that amount. Um, we're still making a couple thousand every month. Um, there is one guy in the room that keeps saying, my trades and goes like, yeah, but you took only 200, 300, 400, 700 shares. If you take 5,000, then you can make 4 times or whatever, 10 times the R. I don't feel comfortable taking that risk. If I would feel comfortable taking a risk with 5,000 shares, I'd probably go for it. But when I take 5,000 shares and my risk is, I don't know, $500, for example, I feel uncomfortable. I'm not in my zone. I actually kick out of the zone very quick. So I don't risk what I don't feel comfortable with. I risk the amount of money I feel comfortable losing because it's not a reward. Risk are its risk or reward unit, right? And there is a reason why it's called risk unit more than it's called reward unit because you don't enter a trade thinking about the reward you get. You enter a trade accepting the risk that you take. And so that's the same thing. I hope I answered your question, Max. Again, it's not wham bam a millionaire in a day. It's a profession for me. It's a career thing, and so I took once a $900 plus dollars trade. Never happened again. It's always less. Always. Always. Uh, wow, Eduardo, that's kind of hard question. Um, Let me try to answer that. My favorite setup is the one that works, the one that was very clear for everybody else to understand why it's it, especially for Ran. Hard for me to answer that question. I have a set of setups that I use as strategy. The G6 mostly. I do other stuff also just because I got to the point where I mastered the G6 system. And when I felt comfortable with the G6 system and with the setup that the system gives, I went to learn other setups that works for me. And so if I would say Climo, I don't take any Climo, and I have a very strict rules for that. And I don't take Climos going up. Um, Meaning I don't short finals, I only go long on finals, so they have to drop to a certain support with certain price action, daily, 60 minutes, volume. There are hundreds of rules, so it's not my favorite at all, and I do, Fabio knows that I do rarely climbers. He gets to be noticed about them because he asks. And so I rarely do climbers. But I'm just saying that if you master one strategy that works and puts money in your pocket, you can always go and try to find others because um, all along the year of the 360 or 50 something days that the market is open, um, gaps would not be there all the time. I mean, there are always going to be gaps, but they're not always going to be good or worth playing. And so I found myself saying, okay, I want to have one or two more plays that I may take this opportunity. Uh, all right, I don't play with them. I It's rules like any other rules that I have, and so I take them only if they meet my goals. And so hard Eduardo to answer that really. I don't have a favorite. Um, they're all good. Good answer. LOL. Hey, Um, I was very, very lucky, Gilad, to have run since the beginning. So I was never the type of person that lost his account just because I had somebody every night sitting with me and saying, well, the end of the day, why? Okay. How much money you make? Okay. So I had somebody walking with me and looking at my trades, looking at my trading. And so I never lost an account, really, literally, never, never lost an account. I was break even since the beginning. For 2 years, I never made a penny, meaning I gained and I lost, I gained and I lost, but I end the year break even, like almost one to one the amount I had in January, I ended up in December. Um, so that was for the first 2 years. The third year, I started to 2 years. For 2 years. For 2 years, I was break even. Really, I lost 7 hours at one month, and then I gained, 6 hours the other month, and so it was playing, small amounts and break even. And so the third year, I actually started to see money until January passed, and then it's exactly January, mid-January, starting the earnings season. It's very good earnings season for me, and so I ended up in March with lots of hours up, and so I was kind of like all right. I think I feel that I caught a wave, like I felt good, and so I started to understand what I'm doing right. And so the third year started to be I was light profitable. Fourth year, I end up very good. I'm into my fifth year. I hope to do much better. I already feel the beginning of the year, and I already feel that I'm doing much better than last year. Um, I don't know how to say it except that I found my zone. Really. What? Um, what? I don't understand that. Okay, go to Jenny. Jenny, there are. I will give you 2 weeks ago. I know I will just give up the person here because he knows. Um, Yaron was the guy that 2 weeks ago saw me doing a 6 hour and a 5 hour on a Monday and Tuesday, and then not taking a single trade on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Not even one. Not a nothing. No losers, no winners. I just nothing set up. But, Jenny, I ended up that week with 13 hours out because I did a sixth one and a fifth one on Monday and Tuesday. Um, so I don't, if I don't, when you're in the zone, Jenny, you don't, you don't feel pressured by taking trades. You don't feel that if you don't press the button, you don't trade. Trading is a profession. It's the same as a doctor. Not always. He doesn't operate always. He doesn't go and put, operation clothes and gloves and everything. Sometimes he needs to go to the office and do some paperwork, and sometimes he needs to go and to attend a conference, and sometimes, so it's the same, Jenny. It's work. So I go and I trade when there is work, and when there is no work, I go. I look on Facebook. I listen to the room. I see you guys comments. They're very funny sometimes. I chat with Yaron. I chat with Ron. I chat with Fabio. Chat with others that Amnon that used to be in the room. So Um, I don't feel that I'm not working if I don't place a trade. Hold on. Glad I can understand when you're in the zone. You think this should work, and it normally does. What do you mean by this? I enter a trade because it answered all the rules that I need from setup to whatever, the daily. You need to take the course in order to understand what rules you need for each trade. But I enter a trade understanding realize the risk I'm taking by taking this trade. And of course, realize the reward I may get. Meaning, like everyone knows, I know my target almost in advance. Like I would take it at 2 hours, but I won't. I will move my stop, so I will be secured at 2 hours. But if the trade goes more that my direction, I may take my first partial at 3 or 4 hours if it lets me. So I don't know what this is, but I just don't jump on any trade that I see, or I don't hear noise from the room. I mean, I do hear audio and Ran and Yaniv that are calling great trades. If it does not meet my plan, I would not enter. And if it meets my plan, but I have no short in it, then I'm not in, and that's fine. And I see them making 6 hours, and I'm very happy for them. I just don't feel I need to go and look for something just to do. I went, okay, that was my opportunity for today. And since my broker doesn't have a short in it, then my opportunity is gone. That's it. If I find another one, I may enter. If nothing is my rules, then tomorrow is another day. I hope I answered you there. Okay. Um, it's a good question, Aaron. I will tell you one thing. I know it's gonna sound not so good, but that's the truth. Um, the click for me to be in the zone is where there was a time since I had run since the beginning, holding my hand. I was feeling very secured, and then for um, an amount of time, he was very busy doing something else, and so I felt that I don't want to bother him because I love him. He's a good friend of mine, and so he was doing something else, and didn't want to be. I didn't want to bother him by working on something else, and so I felt that if I would enter with questions and call him and email him or whatever, um, I don't give him the time that he needs. Like how you feel sometimes that. So um, it was um, a time, I don't know, a period of time where I felt that wow, suddenly I was like alone. I felt alone, really, and I said, okay, if now you can do it on your own, then that's it. That's your career. If you won't be able to do it on your own, and you are dependent on someone, it means you are not there. It means that you need to think if you want to continue to do that. Because if that person may stop one day, may move to another country, would want to do nothing to do with you, or whatever the reason, you will be left all alone. Are you going to lose your account? And so I said to myself that moment, okay, now you have to prove yourself you're on your own. And if you can do it on your own, then that's it. He will always be your mentor, and you can always go back to him, but you're on your own. And if he's gone to vacation on Thailand for 6 months now, I'm still gonna make money. So even though I don't talk to him every night, and he doesn't ask me, and we don't, kind of look at trades together and analyze them, and why did you take it here? Where's your stuff? What do you think? Look at the daily, look at what you did last time, whatever. And so that was my turning point. I don't know if to call it breakthrough, but that was the turning point for me, saying, aha, that's it. I'm the zone. This is a career, and I'm happy, you know, I love my work. It's work though. It's still work, but I love my work. I hope I answered all everybody's questions. Ford, Eduardo, you guys kind of quiet. If somebody wants to ask me, I don't know, like my personal questions, I don't mind answering. If you want to present myself, I can do that also. And if you guys are happy, then I'm happy. Just find your zone. Really, you guys have to find your zone because you want to keep playing, then it's the same as going, to a poker tournament or poker online, just for. But if you want it as a career, you have to find your zone. Um, Carl, Um, I I'll be very honest with you. I got blocked in a certain amount of a sum, right, of money. Each time I tried to, and some people in the room knows about this. Each time I tried to raise my R over that amount of money, I found myself going out of the zone, meaning taking lots of losers, not taking the right setups, not following my rules. Whatever the reason, I'm not sure, but it means that I don't feel comfortable seeing that amount as a risk. I'll be happy to see that amount of reward, but I need to think about the risk I'm taking. So um, I am on $100 RL. It could be not enough for somebody. It's okay. I know some great traders that have $300 and $500 is R. That's very good for them. I'm not there. My zone is not there. It may be. Listen, I'm entering my fifth year. Maybe after 7 years of trading, I will feel much. I will feel that much better to have a $200 or $300 R and be in the zone right there. But I'll be honest with you, $100 R now is where I feel my zone and where I can trade and actually have a winning trade almost every day. You ask Yaron for the last 2, 3 weeks, he sees my tickets and my trades. It's a winning trade almost every day at 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. So, the $200 day, that's my day. Sometimes it's 600, sometimes 500, sometimes it was once it was a 900, great, But you take that $200, let's say the lowest one, and you multiply it by the days that I'm having a winning trade, at least by 15. Um, deduct the 5, 6 days, I may take some losers, and so that's where I feel comfortable now. We will. No, never all for the next day. And I actually working on trying to learn swing trade, which is, for my understanding, different than day trading. But in any case, my swing trading account, which is an overnight or few days you take, it's not the same account as a day trade, and it shouldn't be the same account because this may affect sorry your mental state of mind because um, you keep a trade open and it may go up or down, whatever certain amount of dollars. So you're going to start your day with a certain amount of dollars down just because the trade did not do anything wrong, just went down a little bit in order to jump up, which is that your direction essentially. But it just affects your trading, the state of mind you're trading. So never, that's my advice, never day trade and swing trade the same account. Okay. Hold on, Ram. Can I just answer Carl? What was your R when you started it? Oh, like anyone else, Carl. I started with 10, 20. I played around just to understand what I'm doing. I actually, for the first 2 or 3 months of my trading, um, I'm such a tech challenged person. So I had to find the buy and the short buttons first. Like, oh, it was so funny to see me. Ryan used to go like, I'm gonna go long here and explain you why, and I used to just press the sell button, but long as a buy. I'm very challenged technically. So the first, I really played around with nothing amount of money. So I would just, do all the technical mistakes that I can do. Um, Gradually, I raised my R. After 6 months, I already moved to 50 and so on. Um, from 50, I stayed in 50 a long time. I know that, and then moved to 60 to 70 and so on. They are related to income. Ford, let me see if I understand what you're asking. Are related. Um, Income needs is something that is individual, right? And so is our unit. You have to understand that if you need the $5,000 income, just for example, you need to understand how many hours you're willing to lose in order to get to that income. I know it sounds kind of confusing, but that's how you should look at it. So if you say, okay, I need, I'm gonna take a $500 loss because all I need is, 10 good, 10 hours trade or whatever, to get to my 5,000. You need to understand that you may have 10 trades losing, like 1 hour each time, so you end up 500, 500, 500, 500. So not sure how to explain it to you, but I'm not sure I understood your question either. You have to set for yourself what is your goal, at least for the first year, second year, third year. I'm not sure what year you're trading. And at the end, and so if your income need is 5,000, 15,000, whatever, then you have to then go and make, you have to have your stats. And you look at your stats and you say, okay, my batting average is 70%, meaning 70 times out of 100 you're right, and you have winning trades. I'm not talking about 6 hours trade. I'm talking about 1 hour, 2 hour trade, right? And then 30 times wrong. And so you have to look at your stats in order to figure that out. I think I answered it. Not then ask again. Um, okay, Rand. Can you talk about risk management? Okay. Um, One thing about Rand is that he's the masters of the masters of managing trades. And so when he tells you in the room, no, you manage it better than I do, he is the master of the master. Like if he does a mistake, it was really unintentional. So I learned from him how to manage my risk. Um, he's very, very good at teaching how to accept your loss, the losing trade. Um, you should not get down or feel down because of it. Embrace it. I'm not saying fall in love with it. Do not fall in love with your losing trades, but do embrace them and learn from them. And so I have a daily max of um, hours that I'm willing to risk. If I get to that, for me it's two. It's very simple, 2 hours. Um, so if I lose 1 hour, I am willing to take another trade. It can be in the same stock, can be in a different stock, can be 1 hour into trading, can be at the end of the day. It doesn't really matter. It has to, of course, meet the rules I have for a trade, but I willing to take. It's not always be that way, but now I'm willing to take 2 hours loss every day, and when I reach it, I turn off my computer. I may stay in the room or I may chat with people, but I do not trade. I'm turning off my trade manager. I cannot take any more trades. I just don't. Um, I'm very strict about it. If tomorrow is another day and I can take 4 hours, trade, and then so the two I lost the other day, leaves me. That's how I see it. I never let myself to the 7 hours loss like I used to do, and I used to do that. I used to see, those numbers. Um, Max did not ask about the higher amount that I lost, but it was the same, almost the same amount that I won, almost $900 lose in one day. So it did happen to me also before. It's the times that you figure yourself, no, I know better, and there you go. And although I had my Ron was like keep saying to me, but you have this strategy and you have the right things and you do the right thing, and still. And so luckily I had somebody that was, supporting me mentally and analyzing with me everything. I can go on and continue pursuing my dream, which is having it as a career. It's a profession for me, nothing else. It's not a hoo ha. I don't go brag about it. You see, I would never show you P&L. Other people can do, and I'm very happy about it. It's my thing. It's my money. You can be from the Fed. You can be from the tax person. You can be. It's my thing. I would never brag about it. It's personal, but it's a profession, and I do make a living out of it. Where am I? Ron, did I answer your question? It's time for me to trade. Um, I did. I need all of them to align. One, that's for you, your questions. I need the time frames to align in order to take the trade. Meaning that if I see that the one and the two are not aligned with the five, the action in the chart, right? The pattern not aligned, not the same. I'm not saying it needs to be the same. It won't look the same. But if it's not all aligned in the right locations with the right pattern, and I'm talking about also daily and 60, I would not touch it. Everyone knows about it. So it's hard for me to say. I have them all on my laptop. I have the two. I have one or two. Depends on the day. Day meaning in earning season, I go with 1 minute. In not earning season, usually it's the 2 minute chart. I have five. I have the 15 with the pre-market. Something I learned from Yannick not long ago. It's to watch the 15 pre-market. It's wonders, really. Magic, magic, really. So I have the 15 pre-market, then I have the 60 and the day on um, my screen, and they all need to align kind of thing in order for me to take the trade with the image, with the pattern, with the price action. Um, alright. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. What do you mean? I don't I, I don't take 3 or 4 in a row in the same day. And so if I take two today, for example, and I took 2 hours loss yesterday, tomorrow I would not take 2 hour loss. I will risk 1 hour. And so if my play tomorrow will be a loser, the first one, I would not take again. So I'm trying to understand what you're asking about. I hope I'm answering it. My 2 hour limit for the day, it's good for 2 days in a row. But if 2 days in a row I took 2 hours and 2 hours, meaning after 2 days I'm down 4 hours. The third day would not be two, would be one, and the day after would have an hour. And so that's how I get myself back on track, because there are sometimes you have a series of losing and you are sure the market is against you and everybody's it's a conspiracy, and no, really, for everybody there's sometimes 3, 4, 5, 10 losers in a row. And I'm not talking about one day, because it doesn't happen to me that I trade 10 trades in a day, but I just gradually put my the amount of R's I do. So it's equals up to, no, it would be minus 2R, minus 2R, and then the third day would be minus R that I'm willing to risk. And if I do lose the third day, meaning I'm 5 hours down in 3 days, the the fourth day will be half an R risk, meaning I'm putting my R down um, until I started to get myself back in the zone and have winners, and then I gradually raise my R again. So hope I answered. Where am I? Flint. Flint, hope I answered you. What is your win starting average? Ford, you don't want to know. It's really, it's like 50 or something. Something ridiculous, really. Um, not in the last couple of months though. I didn't actually look at my stats lately, but it used to be like 50% batting average. I know it's kind of really shitty, but every winning one was a 4, 5, 6 R, and every loser was a 1.5 because it's stupid. So that's how I make my money. I actually didn't have a losing one for quite a while now, and that's why I really feel comfortable in my zone. and we are jinxing it now. I have a feeling. Okay, move on. Is a set of rules came only from your experience? No, no. Um, My set of rules, of course, it's experience, it's time. You have to look at charts and understand and see the behaviors. You remember the one you looked at it today, and I said you have to you have to to look at it and analyze it and remember how the trade behaves in order to set yourself up for other trades. So um, mainly Ran gave you the basics. Ran was there to explain and give you the basics and analyze with me, but some of the rules I put in when I kind of separate, not separate, I don't know how to explain that period of time when Ron was busy and didn't have time actually to analyze with me every night. And so when I felt alone, I said, okay, I need to be very clear. I know, Yaron, you keep telling me that some of my trades are not clear to you, and you remember my answer. It is clear, sorry, to me, and so that your trades need to be clear to you, and mine needs to be clear to me. I don't uh, care. Sorry if it sounds unpolite, but I don't care if my trades are not clear to someone. They, it's their problem, not mine. It is clear to me, the losers and the winners. And I think each person needs to be very clear about what they take and understand why. And when they don't, you snapshot the screen, the 1, the 2, the 5, the 15, the 60, every chart possible, and you try to understand why you enter it. Hope I answered you wrong. Jenny, one, good, and 5 minutes, 15 minutes. No, I sometimes G1, G2. I don't understand your question. I think one. I I take trades 931. Some of them are work very well. I took one, not VRSM, it was something that I took on a G1 not long ago, a couple of days ago, and gave me a $6 move. So I take trades on 5 minutes if they meet my rules. I mean, not I don't just press buttons anymore. I used to. I just don't do it. It needs to meet my rules. And if it's 9:31, 9:30, no, I always wait for 9:31. I never enter. But if it's 9:31 or noontime, it just needs to meet the rules I have for first, and everything needs to align and so on. And that's about it. Then I don't wait for that for 15 minutes. Fundamentals don't. I don't. It doesn't stick to me. I mean, I don't care about who bought the company or what they did or drug approval or it needs to meet a set of rules. And if it's running like XLR like crazy, I let it go. I mean, somebody asked me yesterday, well, you're not going to see 66 FSLR. It's the resistance, really. And I'm like, Barack Obama can come and promise me taking it down to $5. I'm not touching it. I'm not touching it. 69, 60, 70. I'm not touching it. I would never do something like that. Would never. Dave, what is an R? Mm-hmm. That's Dave where you need to take a course because there are so many things like what is an R. I can explain it. It's a risk or reward unit. It's the amount of dollars you're willing to put on a trade, knowing that you may lose it, and knowing that your target is to make at least the double around 6 hours, meaning you make 6 times your money. So if you're willing to put $100 risk in one trade, that's your R unit. If you're willing to put 300, your R unit, meaning your risk unit, will be $300. Meaning in the beginning, you say to yourself, okay, I'm entering a trade knowing that I may lose 300, but I may do 3 times and it's a 900. You need to say if you want it, if you want to play trading, it's called, then you can, play trade. But if you want it as a career, you go get education. I'm not even telling you where. I think G6 is the place, but go ahead. You think, your mom knows better, or your teacher, or whoever else, but you need to get education because otherwise you're gonna pay the market and you're never gonna learn. Meaning the market will take the money that you're supposed to put on education, but you end up after a year or two, or whatever, paying the market money and still not understanding what you do. So go get education if you want it as a career. If you want it as a game, it's like poker. Just, I don't know. I don't play poker any longer. Where am I? That's a good strategy. Oh, where am I? I just think I lost you. Yes, I agree. Have the convenience. I hope I have a good strategy. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Write it down. I think it's recorded, so then maybe you wanna listen to it all over again and stop and have questions after you listen. Have questions. If you have questions, then ask around my email or to PM me or whatever, and I will answer anything you have as questions that you may raise after you listen to the recording. Thank you. Meaning I'm going, right? You guys thank you. Meaning, um, all right. That's all. No more questions, I guess, right? Um, Ran, I'm happy. What about you? You good? Oh my love, that's nice. All right. Guys, you have to read what Milo's writing. Milo, you're so right. That's the reason why I guess Max and other people all want to, hear dollars, dollars, $900. I mean, only guys like Paul doing it, and I'm not even sure, it's an everyday thing. It's being posted every now and then, and so, yeah, Milo, you're right. It's it's hard work. It's sitting an hour before trading starts and it's make the list and look at the price action and understand and make rules and analyze and make homework and listen to other people. You guys have to go and listen to lots of people. Um, I don't know. Paul is talking free. Go and listen to him. Ron is having a free talk. You have to listen. Yaniv is talking. You must go and listen to traders that are professionals. There is Robert. There is some of them in the industry that are so good at what they do. If they give a free one, um, if I also pay when you go and get it. That's the right education. Thank you, Bill.